the new world champion, Nicola Adams, representing Great Britain.
It doesn't matter about your sexuality or your colour or your gender. If you work hard and you stay dedicated, you can achieve anything you want to. The area of Leeds that I'm from is a council estate, a working class background. The neighbourhood was quite rough, so we'd always hear like stolen cars on the night going past, or motorbikes and stuff. And I haven't been here for years. It was really expensive for my mum, being a single parent, raising me and my brother. We couldn't always afford to have all the latest gear because my mum had to pay for my boxing, maybe gloves, boots, or going away to tournaments. So sometimes we had to sacrifice the nicer clothes for my boxing. A lot of hard work has gone into it, a lot of writing letters to the council, writing letters to the board, like trying to get women's boxing more support, more funding. Female boxing at the time wasn't that popular. It wasn't as accepted. You'd get comments like women should be in the kitchen, or why don't you play tennis, stuff like that. So it's always been a really big fight. It was like a catch-22. It was like you needed to win medals to receive more funding and to get women's boxing more respect, but then you didn't have the support to be able to do that. It was a really tough time. When I first met my coach, Alwyn, he didn't want to train the women boxers. He didn't think it was right for women to get hit in the face. I'd heard that he was a really, really good coach, and I set out on a mission to get him to train me.
Kick it and go again. 1, 2, bang, that's it, go on, keep it moving, yeah?
We used to do things like chopping trees in the woods to running with logs with handles on through rivers. He's like Mr. Miyagi. He's got alternate training methods to get you to learn different things. So he's got a technique that he does with a sweeping brush, and I just think that's purely just to clean the gym. I think he's made that one up.
That's it.
It paid off. He ended up getting me to win my first medal in a major tournament at the European Championships. First medal that the women's boxing team had in a major tournament, so first bit of history. Just before it was announced that women's boxing was going to be in the Olympics in 2009, I had a serious back injury. I was packing my kit, getting ready for a competition, and I was in a rush and I left my bandages hanging out of my bag, and I've gone to go down the stairs and I've tripped and fallen. I was in bed for 3 months, couldn't really walk about or move. Women's boxing is going to be in the Olympics, and then it was all like, hang on a second, I'm actually really badly injured. And I'd gone from doing 500 sit-ups a day to not being able to lift my shoulders off the floor. So it was like, how do I get from that to being an Olympic champion? So it was really, really tough, mentally and physically. It came to the last trial for the GB selection, and the doctor said to me, spoke to the coaches, and they said they need to see me do something. After I'd finished that day, I couldn't walk for a week. Like, my back was in so much pain. But I got the letter in the post the following week saying that I'd made the team. So I was like, yes, it was all worth it. When I got signed for Team GB and I started training at the English Institute of Sport, it was unbelievable. I couldn't believe the facility, the setup. Anything that you could possibly ever need is there, and more. Made my dream come true. This was what we'd all been fighting for, just to get that support, just so we could, just be able to do the sport that we love. When I was coming through the ranks, we didn't have that kind of setup. So it's nice to see now when the girls are coming through, there's a complete structure. They know exactly what they need to do. They don't have to focus on other things, trying to find funding, or where do I go to train, or who's going to look after this. They can just completely just focus on the boxing side of things. So it's really nice to see. always having the pressure of the fate of women's boxing lies on your shoulders. Like, kind of made me get used to having pressure on me. I remember when I went into the qualifiers for 2012 Olympics, and I was already tipped to win gold and I hadn't even qualified for the games yet. It was a lot of pressure, but I like having the pressure. It makes me perform better. It was unbelievable the whole way through. Got to the finals, bell went, and I was like, yeah, I know I've won. The crowd was absolutely insane. The raw, unbelievable. I think it's really important for you to be able to not be afraid to be who you are. You should be able to look in the mirror and be proud of the person that you are. When I came out to my mum, I got the courage up and I was like, I just said to her, like, oh, Mum, I've got something to tell you. And I said I was bisexual, and she was like, all right, well, I already knew anyway. Really chilled out about it, super supportive the whole way. There was a lot of discrimination in boxing, which was purely because I was female. It was never because I was black or LGBT. It was always just purely because I was female in a male-dominated sport, and it wasn't respected. It was a really, really tough time for women's boxing, and I think that's why I was so shocked when I won the gold, how many people were supporting me. I was like, wow, like, it was unbelievable to see the change.
She's always had this drive. Like anybody after winning 2012, our home-based games probably would have thought, that's me done, that'll do me, I'm going to go off and do other things in my life. But she said, no, I want to be a double Olympic champion. She decided to move on to the professional ranks, which went on to achieve her goals there as well, which was winning a world title. If Nicola puts her mind to something, she'll do it.